Welcome back. At this time, we will be going through our new hire forms. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. All right. From our ADP website timekeeping application, you should have received 2 emails with registration instructions and a request to complete our paperwork and review the policies and employee handbook. Please follow the steps as outlined in the email to complete your onboarding process. The email that you are looking for looks like the one here on your screen. If it's not in your inbox, check your spam folder. Sometimes it does go there instead. So again, the steps for registering on ADP are outlined in those emails, so you'll want to follow those steps to complete your onboarding process. And if you have difficulties doing it through our ADP application, I have also emailed you links that will take you to our forms that you are able to download and complete. The required forms, and I'll go through them now, and how to complete them include Form I-9. And this form is used to verify your eligibility to work in the US. You will be completing section 1 of this form, your first name, last name, any maiden names that may have been used, your address, date of birth, social security number, as well as your email address. In the center of the page, you will be selecting your citizenship status. Please be sure to sign and date the form as well. With Form I-9, you are required to provide documentation to verify your eligibility to work in the US. You do need to give me something from List A or from List B and C. If you give me something from List A, those items include a passport or your alien registration receipt card, and the acceptable forms of documentation are listed on your screen. So if you give me something from List B, you have to give me something from List C. Some items that are on List B and C include your driver's license, your state identification card, any card that is federal, state, or locally issued that has a photo. So a photo, federal issued identification card, or List C includes like your social security card or your birth certificate. At this time, your trainer will be collecting your acceptable documentation from you, or you can take a picture or scan it and email it to me at hr@volcanoe6.com, and I will be providing my contact information for you later, so no need to write that down. If you are able, go ahead and upload that information to ADP. The next form that is required is the EEO-1 self-identification form. This is a voluntary form, so if you choose not to complete it, it's okay. But please fill in your personal information, your gender. It is identifying just that, your gender. Please note that Jocor Enterprises is an equal opportunity employer. The next form is the State of Hawaii Tax Withholding Form. On this form in section 1, please enter all of your personal information to include your marital status, the number of deductions that you want to have withheld from your check, as well as your signatures. Please be sure to sign and date this form. For the number of deductions, it goes in box number 4. I'll give you this disclosure before I provide the example that I am not a tax professional. I am comfortable providing you guidance. But should you have questions, I do advise you to seek guidance from a tax professional. In box number 4, for example, if you have 4 kids, you're going to be entering 5 in box number 4. 5, 1 for yourself and 1 for each of your dependents. So if you want to have a higher amount withheld from your payroll tax, from your payroll check, enter 0. If you want to just kind of have the minimum required deduction, enter 1 if it's just you. So for each dependent, you add 1. Again, please be sure to sign and date this form and list your number of deductions in box 4. The next form is the federal tax withholding form. Again, step number 1 is all of your personal information to include your tax filing status. So whether it's single, married, filing jointly, etc. Box section number 1, box C, enter that information. For section number 2, please read those instructions and use the form and tax brackets that are provided within the form to determine the calculation for your deductions. For step 2, there's a dollar amount that needs to be added in that section based on your deductions, but you must go through those calculations to determine what that dollar amount is to enter into step 2. So please be sure to kind of go through those instructions within step 2 thoroughly. If you have trouble completing the form, please hold it to the side. You can reach out to me directly and I'll be happy to give you some additional assistance, or again, reach out to a tax professional before turning it in. I do need the form sooner rather than later, but I'd rather give you some additional assistance and or time to get the form completed correctly. And also, please, again, be sure to sign and date your federal tax withholding form, all forms. The next form is the emergency contact form. If you are in the workplace and something were to happen to you, who do you want me to contact? Please complete this form providing at least 1, but I prefer 2 people that I can reach out to. Another time that I would use this form is that if you haven't shown up for work and we try to reach you and we potentially need to do a well-being check, we may use this form to contact your emergency. We'll use this form to contact your emergency contact just to do a safety check on you if need be. The next form is the non-disclosure and invention assignment agreement. This form speaks to inventions that you had prior to joining our company. So you would list any inventions that you had prior to joining the company on this form so that they remain your property. While employed with Joel Enterprises, you may invent a product or item or something. It's highly plausible that that item or product becomes our property. In addition, this form speaks to your potentially having access to our sales secrets and trade secrets and such. That information is the property of Joel Enterprises, and should you leave the organization or even while employed with us, you are not able to disclose that information outside of our organization. So in completing that form, I do ask that you read through it. And on the very first page that I have listed here on your screen, you see I blank of blank Hawaii 96 and blank. For example, when you are completing this form, it would be I, Damika Anderson of Kapolei, Hawaii 96707. So fill that form out like that. In the form, it does require your social security number. Please be sure to enter that information and also remember to sign. because of COVID-19, we have implemented safety measures to ensure your protection while in the workplace, as well as the protection of our customers. So we do ask that you read through the COVID-19 safety plan, and while in the workplace, you guys are going to be practicing social distancing, frequently washing your hands, wearing your mask. Regardless to any state mandate, we are requiring that you guys wear your mask and continue social distancing and following the proper precautions so that we can ensure a COVID-free workplace. In addition, I will say that if you are experiencing symptoms related to COVID-19, that you go ahead and stay home for the day. Contact your manager, and I'll be going through how to call in and such later in another presentation. But for the sake of time and staying focused with this safety plan, if you're sick, stay home. The next form that you will be completing is direct deposit. Now, you can have your payroll check deposited in up to 5 accounts. Just provide a breakout of checking or savings and what percentage and dollar amount you want to go into each account. You do need to provide me a voided check. If you do not have a checking or savings account, we do issue a paper check. The other option for receiving your paycheck is through a ADP Wisely time card. If you need to enroll in the ADP Wisely time card, please reach out to HR directly and we'll get you enrolled. Following this video, I ask that if you're interested in the Wisely ADP time card, that you go ahead and watch the ADP Wisely video. And again, reach out directly to HR at volcanoe6.com if you would be interested in enrolling into the Wisely pay card. That actually concludes our new hire paperwork. Again, if you're interested in Wisely, click the following video. If not, the next video that you will be proceeding to is our benefit package.